It's a new year. It's a new show. Who dis?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year to all the Cardassians out there. Welcome to Keeping Up with the Cardassians 2024 edition. This is Nick.
This is Rob.
And this is Joe, and I'm reporting as eligible.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Number 70 has reported as eligible, folks.
I didn't say to you.
Number 70 has reported as eligible. Welcome to this podcast, this fun, joyful podcast that we have here.
This one?
We are a podcast. This is year 3, 4? I don't know. We've been going quite a few years.
Yeah.
Year 3 of the podcast. And you know what's great about this podcast? We started off as Star Trek exclusive. Over time, we've evolved. So we now cover all things pop culture, including movies, TV shows, video games, music, toys, and so much more.
Including blown referee calls.
Including blown referee calls from the Dallas-Detroit game. As we are a Detroit-centered podcast, we have some thoughts on that. So the very first series we did was Star Trek Deep Space Nine. That's how we got our gestation. That was our baby. We reviewed all 7 seasons of Deep Space Nine. So if you want to go back and listen to those, I encourage you to do so. And then we watched a far superior show after that. No, I'm kidding. They're both good in their own ways.
I've never heard of that.
They're
It's old school.
Battlestar Galactica, the reimagined version of it. We watched all 4 seasons of that.
Never heard of it.
And now we're going back to the thing that started us all.
Is that your niece?
Star Trek.
I'm 40. I'm old now.
Yeah. So we're doing Star Trek Next Generation today. We are going to start our 7-season review today with the very first episode's Encounter at Farpoint. And we're going to do that. And the way what we usually do is the first half of the show, we talk about what's going on in the news, pop culture, Star Trek news, movie news, TV news, all that kind of news. We talk that stuff. And then usually the second half, we review the show we're watching. So the second half of the show is when you'll get our Encounter at Farpoint review. So,
In a word, oof.
So, yeah, we'll have to get into that because my son loved every second of it.
You should have him checked for literally every disease.
He loved it. After it was over, I asked him, and he loved it. He gave it a 9 out of 10 is what he gave
Wow.
it. So, but we'll get to that the second half.
I don't know if I'd give it a 9 out of 100.
Shh, don't spoil it, man.
No, that's the second half
Don't-
of the episode.
I'm saying you don't know. I might.
You don't know. Gosh, you know what's unfortunate?
That's true. You do say you hate something and give it a 9 out of 10.
That's
True.
true. He does that all the time. But
For confirmation, go back and re-listen to literally every episode of our Battlestar Galactica.
I was going to say it's Battlestar Galactica. You didn't really do that with Deep Space Nine, though.
No, Battlestar Galactica was like when you know you're better than somebody at something, so you sort of take your foot off the pedal and you're like, just let him win this one. I was like, this is so 8. It's 8.
Kind of. Yeah, I mean, you're not really wrong. So it's true.
Nick and I, just to recap, are both kind of versed in the Trek universe. Joe is not. His first
I am not.
piece of Star Trek he ever watched was Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
Duet.
Yeah.
And we've gone back so far to this point. We've gone back and we've watched all the original Star Trek movies and all of the reboot movies.
Mm-hmm.
We have not watched the Next Generation movies, which includes Generations Onward. So we haven't watched those ones. We are waiting to watch those ones until we get through Next Generation. And then we can go and watch those ones.
And then we get to do Picard Season 3 with you.
Picard!
The first movie with the Next Gen cast. What year was that?
That was 1995, I believe.
So that was completely after
Yeah, after the series.
after the series.
Like a year after, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 94.
Oh, that's right. It is 94.
Same
November.
year. Same year because
Yeah.
they use the same sets, right? Yep.
Okay.
So, yeah, same year, actually. So they were filming that while they were filming season 7, I'm assuming.
At the end, I think they were kind of crossing time.
Yeah. Okay. It's hard to believe. So looking back, the budget for that movie was only $35 million. Can you imagine a movie with a $35 million budget now?
I'd like to see it.
It's independent films now that
Yeah.
are like, yeah, our budget's $50
Or
million.
the Godzilla movie that did that came out. I don't know if you've heard anything about it, but apparently it's incredible. This new Godzilla movie that they made in Japan, and the budget was like $12 million, and it looks really impressive, like extremely impressive. I'm not a big Godzilla movie guy. I've seen the reboot ones, the Godzilla vs. Kong and all that, but I never got into the Japanese versions of it.
It's racist. It's racist as hell.
So my exchange student, she's from Japan, and one of the first questions I asked her is, I'm like, do you like Godzilla?
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
God.
Just lean into it, Nick.
She's like, Godzilla? She didn't even know what Godzilla was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she didn't even know. I'm like,
she's completely oblivious to your racism.
Way to blow the stereotype out of the water. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Good job. It was a joke. Like, it was a dumb joke. But
Very dumb.
Yeah, it was a dumb joke. But
I thought it's a valid question.
it's a valid question, right? Like, I'm going to try to find a connection with this person. I don't know much about Japanese culture. I know Godzilla.
Hey, you like them Japanese Godzilla movies?
Yes, sir. Do you like Shogun movies?
I hate you both.
Do you like movies with samurai?
How about
in
them
'em?
Jackie Chans? You like that guy?
Jesus Christ.
He's Korean, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Ooh.
That's what I'm
Anyway,
saying.
I guess that's the point. You're kind of validating
Exactly.
the whole point of the racism. I appreciate that, and also I'm ashamed of you. So now that we're in the 2024, though, we have not recorded an episode in 3 weeks.
Yes.
It's been a very long time.
I feel like the Tin Man.
I do, but that means a lot of pop culture news has happened, and honestly, as you're listening to this podcast, we know we're your only source of pop culture.
The only one.
So let us catch you up.
So there's a couple things that I thought were really, really fascinating. And one is actually a more recent news story. One of our loves is Batman. We love Batman. All of us love Batman.
Yes.
Joe's an animated series Batman guy.
Mhm.
Rob is all Batman all the time, except
Hashtag Batman makes everything better.
for not Batman and Robin.
Ugh.
Nothing could make that better.
I blame Robin, though. Because if it was just Batman, probably good.
I don't know. George Clooney was a terrible
He was
Batman.
terrible.
He was terrible as both Batman and Bruce Wayne. He
Yes.
was bad.
Not as bad as Ben Affleck.
Hey, Freeze.
Hey!
Hey, Freeze. I'm Batman. Oh, my God.
Ugh. Let me put on my ice skates and
Yeah.
and play hockey.
I'm going to be George Clooney this entire movie.
Yeah.
With my,
Dude, if you were-
with my bobblehead effect.
If you were going to start a hockey franchise, though, Batman's a clear first rounder.
I think you got to take him in the first.
Oh, you got to take Batman right away. The problem is he'd spend most of his time in the penalty box.
Yeah.
But if you need an enforcer,
Yeah, that's true. That's
hey,
true.
hey, that guy over there killed your parents.
And rumor is he used that puck to do it.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of Batman, though, there was a story that just came out on the 29th of December from one of the writers from Batman Returns. Did you hear about this? Who details Tim Burton's canceled Catwoman spinoff movie?
No, I didn't hear that.
Ooh, I did not hear this.
So this is really fascinating. Burton wanted to make, it was an $18 million budget, and it was going to be a black and white Catwoman movie.
I'm in.
And his idea had similar vibes to The Boys in the sense that she would have moved to a version of Los Angeles. So it would be like Gotham City, but Los Angeles version of it. And it's run by 3 asshole superheroes, is his quotes. And she's the anti-hero who has to take down these 3 asshole superheroes. It was The Boys before The Boys, he says, but he got exhausted reading my script and he decided no. And then basically it would have picked up where after Batman Returns, she has amnesia. She doesn't really remember why she has all these bullet holes in her body, so she goes to relax. And Oasisburg would be the name of the city. So,
I don't believe any of that.
yeah.
I don't know if I believe it either.
No, it's directly
It doesn't-
from the writer.
I think they're full of shit. It doesn't fit. Nobody ever did that back then. Nobody expanded a universe. It was never. There was no like, okay, we're
But they
gonna
were
take this
talking about
character and
doing
now
a-
gonna build a universe
They
around
were
this
talking
character.
about doing a Catwoman spinoff. I remember that even then.
I mean, I'd be totally in for a Tim Burton,
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer, black and white Catwoman movie.
I mean, that doesn't track for you that Tim Burton would want to follow up
No.
with a black and white.
No, it does.
What?
It does. I just don't believe
You think Batman would have had to have been
the
in
whole.
there?
It's the boys before the boys. He was just going to make up superheroes in the DC
I don't know. I don't know if they would have used
with DC properties.
I
They're
don't
just going
know.
to make up 3 asshole superheroes.
One guy could be Guy Gardner.
We got 3 right here. 1, 2, 3.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
This
why I
is
said it's
Detroit,
bullshit.
Though we're not superheroes.
Yeah,
we
this-
got part of it down.
And this is also Detroit,
Yeah.
not Los Angeles.
Oasisburg. That's
Whatever.
what it's called.
Oasisburg.
I don't know,
For many
just-
reasons, I'm glad it didn't get made.
Yeah,
Oasisburg
it's
is a
just-
stupid name.
Yes, it is.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that would have been changed. Maybe. I don't know.
Oasis would? Like Holywood?
Right now, it's gonna be now.
There it is.
Now.
the first singing of the year.
Sorry, I do sing a lot. It's unfortunate. It happens. But when you say Oasis, what am I supposed to do?
That's true.
I can't help it.
But listener, it's your guess to whether or not as the year progresses the singing will get worse or better.
Oh, it'll get worse. And the best part is, it not only will it get worse, but the pronunciations will get worse as we go along.
Hey, he pronounced that
Yeah, you
correctly.
had pronunciation right.
My wife has been ripping me this whole week. She's like, the super ironic part is that you talk about how you butcher words and you say pronunciations. And she's like, and you even butcher that part. I'm like, that's true. That's
That's
true.
the best part of it.
Yeah.
Is it though? Is it though? Is it though? All right, so I thought that was interesting. I just wanted,
It would have been
I just wanted
interesting.
to bring that up. I thought it was,
think.
That's not the word I'd use.
you thought would you have seen it?
I'm kind of side with Joe. I don't know if it actually is what this guy is.
Do you think he romanticized what he had done? Like
Maybe a little bit of revisionist history.
yeah,
I think so.
I could see that happening.
Because what did he say that the writer he was exhausted reading
Yeah,
the
Tim Burton was
script
bored
or
So
whatever?
reading
Tim Burton didn't. So the whole point is Tim Burton read the script and didn't like it, right? So it's like then it wasn't going to get made.
I don't think he had a full. I don't think the writer had a full script.
Maybe
I
he
think
got
it was
an
like an
outline.
idea.
An
and-
outline.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could see that. Okay, well, there's that news, and
I think that guy just wanted to get it out there that hey, I had an idea for a movie, and Tim Burton said no.
well, he was a writer on Catwoman or on Batman Returns. He was one of the writers. So,
I know. I'm just saying.
Gotcha.
I had an idea for this other. I don't know who put it out there. The writer.
Yeah, the writer did. The writer. So who knows if you can believe it.
I don't know. I don't trust it.
Not believable.
Oh, I had an idea for the boys before the boys was even a thing.
Yeah,
They actually stole it from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I called it The Men.
You saw Batman Returns, and you helped write it, and you're like, this would be really cool in black and white.
Mm-hmm.
You had an idea, and that was it.
That was it.
That's how I think it is, and I think that's probably at least 50% revisionist history.
Batman Returns would be a good black and white movie.
I think it would
would be.
have been. I
Yeah.
think it would have been.
Yeah, it could have really. Well, I mean, both of the Batmans could because of the way he films.
Yeah, it's a
things.
noir feel.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Kind of like
I like that. I like that.
Justice League, the black and white edition in 4:3 screen to preserve the
Director's vision.
director's
And it's
vision.
6.5 hours long.
It was actually okay, but it was 6.5 hours long. That's the problem with it.
A lot of slow mo and singing that didn't need to be
The
in there.
slow mo was ridiculous, man. Come on, stop. Speaking of more DC stuff, Aquaman is now at $77 million at the box office.
It's outgrossed the Marvels.
It's outgrossed the Marvels. That's still not saying much because
Yeah.
the original Aquaman was a $1 billion movie.
Yeah.
How many weeks has this been out?
3,
And it's at how
going
much?
It's third.
77 million.
Yeah, the third one starts yesterday.
Okay, but still, 77 million. It's bad. It's bad.
Oh yeah,
I think I really like. We've talked about this time and time again. I think superhero fatigue is real, and people are over it now.
We're done with it.
It's not just about good stories. It's not anymore. I think it's really we're over it,
We need a moratorium on superhero movies for a while.
or at least the zany superhero movie. Give me more grounded superheroes again. Let's go back to
I don't want to see shit until the Joker 2 or the Batman 2 come out.
Batman 2 or like the old school Iron Man, the very first Iron Man, like that sort of feel to a movie. Bring it back to reality, which is silly to say when
And
you're
with-
talking about Iron Man and Batman.
and
But
with good special effects.
limited CGI.
Yes.
Get Christopher Nolan involved. Tell him that CGI killed his baby, and he's going to make a great movie because he's going to do everything in his power to make all physical effects. He's going to blow up. I heard he created his own atomic bomb for Oppenheimer. For real.
Nice.
I heard it.
That's
yeah,
a good,
you read that on the internet, didn't you?
No, I didn't read it. I made it up in my head, and I recited it here, so I heard it live.
Did I read this right that Oppenheimer didn't get nominated for Best Visual Effects at the Oscars?
I don't think there's anything truly amazing about
there's
the
not
effects.
a ton in it, though.
Come on.
I could see
It's got one special effect in it.
I could see it for cinematography because that is really good in it. But I don't know, visual effect. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That doesn't make me lose any sleep.
All right.
I'm okay with it, too.
Fine.
Wow.
And I love my Nolan, but I'm okay with it.
He does love his Nolan. He's all about that Nolan.
I still got to figure out Tenet
Keep
yet.
Nolan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was also a tradition where we would work.
Yes,
in,
we do. We do reference Limp Bizkit.
We do reference Limp Bizkit a lot, and you get brownie points if you can find the Easter egg of Limp Bizkit throughout this.
Speaking of superhero fatigue, James Gunn said Peacemaker 2 is half written, the season 2. And season 1 was great.
Season 1 was great. And to me, that's not superhero fatigue because they're not actually like superheroes. They're just normal people getting their butts kicked against superheroes, which I dig.
I mean, that's kind of like The Boys, but with actual superhero, like with like properties.
Exactly. And it's just normal people constantly getting thrown and they break stuff.
But
and
it doesn't
really good.
But it doesn't fit that Marvel template.
No, they do
because there's good humor, there's adult humor,
right?
There's
what I really
it doesn't fit that Marvel template that cookie cutter Marvel. Here's a new movie, you idiots.
Well, yeah, that's what
Drones.
I really appreciate.
Yeah.
When James Gunn started that, he looked at what Marvel did and he said, "I'm going to do it my way or the highway," and he just went with it. And he was rolling, and he made a really good show.
Peacemaker season 1 was really good.
It was
really funny.
Good. It was really good.
Cena surprised me.
Yeah,
he really did.
Who did?
John Cena.
John Cena did. The scene where he improvises all the other names that you could have named.
Yeah.
Was like, because that's totally improvised and it's just impressive. So I have a lot of faith in season 2.
There's a cut where he keeps on saying random names, like behind the scenes of making up the names.
Yeah. My generation loves that one, though, for sure. John Cena sometimes gives me a little bit of dad vibes, though, doesn't he?
A very muscular dad.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Like an overly muscular dad.
All right, so you got that.
Killing me.
You got that WB news, so that's great. You want some Star Trek news?
Yes.
Give it to us,
that
Nick.
I'm not actually excited about.
Oh,
really?
They're talking about making
a review of The Next Generation?
No, they're talking about making a Picard movie.
Okay.
We can move on from that. I would rather see Legacy, by the way.
I'd rather see Legacy. I don't move on from Picard. You had a great ending.
No, yeah, but season 3 of Strange New Worlds started filming as well.
Oh, I like you with your raspy voice right now. It sounds very handsome.
For those that don't know, Rob has AIDS.
I'm dying.
He has an STI.
STD.
Am I allowed to joke about death this week? Is it too
Only you are.
Only you are.
All right,
We're
good.
not allowed. You are.
All right.
Yeah. It's okay for you.
Okay, good.
He has an STD, Nick.
STI right now. Well, actually, it has. Well, if it's AIDS, it's now a disease.
Yeah.
STI is when it's still
Is
HIV.
Yeah.
Yeah. The HIV.
AIDS.
AIDS.
That's when you had the HIV.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't that from Scrubs? The
Yes.
HIV? Yes, it was.
That's what I knew. There was a reason I didn't laugh at that joke.
So, anyways, as you were saying,
Strange New Worlds started filming. Both like Jess Bush and a couple other people posted about it. So that's good news. And,
Anson Mount's hair is ready to roll,
man,
for season 3. Captain
Shit,
Pike.
that means I gotta get going on season 2.
yeah, you kind of do.
I was looking at Star Trek news the other day, and I pulled up an article that said Anson Mount is not reporting for season 3 of this, and I freaked out. I'm like, what? What is going on? And Rebecca Romaine was out. Then it turned out it was from years ago when it was Discovery, because they were in season 2 of Discovery, but weren't in season 3. And I'm like, oh no!
Oh, you pulled a Brad Allen, huh?
I did. It was iffy. It was basically like feeling like number 70 reported when it was really 68 the whole time.
I didn't say to you.
Yeah.
Are you guys over that?
Not completely.
Me either.
I am. I laughed because it's same. It's
Don't
the
say
NFL.
it. Don't say it.
Say
No,
it.
it's not same old Lions. It's the same NFL. It's like we're going to give the Cowboys the benefit of the doubt. We're not going to do it to the Lions, and that happens all the time.
And they're not fessing up to the error, which is and
No, they
I
double
know.
down on it.
The NFL's.
It is the player's responsibility.
He went to the referee. What else is he
The
supposed to
referee
do?
looked at him. Okay, we're not getting into that. We're not getting into that.
He also nodded. If you watch the video slowly, as soon as he's walking away, he looks back at Decker for a split second,
Nod.
gives a very slight head nod, and then walks away. Like,
well, here's the counter argument that a lot of people are saying that 70 was announced in the stadium, but when you like TJ,
how would the announcer know?
TJ Lang
because the ref announces it.
Yeah.
The ref says 70 is.
They're all
reported.
fucking idiots.
but TJ Lang said when you're on the sideline, you can't hear the PA announcer.
You can hear the ref though, don't you?
Not if it's coming over the PA system.
Yeah.
I still think that was like a fix. They wanted Dallas to win. That's a better story for them. I fully believe there's money involved in the NFL.
Okay, I'm going to put this. I don't think it was a fix. I think it was pure incompetence. Because
Yes, I agree.
So the Lions do play a small role in this because they wanted to. This was expert deception. This was set up from the beginning. They
tricked the refs,
They did this
yeah.
perfectly, though.
They didn't trick the refs because
No,
they
they
told the
didn't.
refs they were going to
Yes.
do this.
They did this perfectly. Coach Campbell told them at the beginning. They ran multiple plays where 70 reported over the course of that game. This is done to set it up, right?
Yep.
So at the end, when 70 comes on the field, it's done so that the defense sees 70. It hits their brain. But also what it did was the referee was so lazy
Pavlov's dog. Yeah.
so lazy and incompetent that he saw, 70's coming in. I don't have to worry about. Meanwhile, why are there two other linemen? You should address them. Decker reported. 70 came on as a decoy, 100%. And so Decker reported he should have been eligible. Also, why the hell would Skipper? So there were two fouls on this play, right?
I don't know why we're talking about the Lions.
I have to get it out.
He has to get it out.
Podcast.
This is our platform now.
But there were two flags, right? Decker's ineligible touching and ineligible ineligible formation for Skipper. Why? You think both of those two are that stupid?
Right. And the wide receiver as well, because the wide receiver set up to help with it. Yeah. So the whole team
Why would
had
he
no
come
clue
in
what they
as
were doing.
why would he come in as a guard and report?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just
So
so stupid. I hate Brad Allen. I hope his wife leaves him.
Also, the Cowboys. I hope.
Oh, fuck the Cowboys and their fans. And if you're a listener of this and you like the Cowboys, you can shut us off now. Go find another. There's plenty of other decent Star Trek podcasts. You can kindly leave.
Wow.
We don't need you or want you.
Wow.
Because you have no soul. That's what we're saying.
That's true.
Wow. What is other news we really want to talk about today?
You saw Wonka.
I did see Wonka. So I do that. I'm going to do it because it's a new year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Do it.
So for those of you who don't know, I'm a pastor.
You're a pastor?
Hey.
New year, new podcast. So one of the things that I do is I do a movie series in January where on Tuesday nights we go see whatever like the popular movies are, and then on Sunday the sermon I do is based off of that movie. So Wonka was the first movie we saw. We saw it on Tuesday night. Cool thing was that we oversold our theater.
I heard
about
they
this.
had to actually give us an additional theater. It was
Look at you.
Which is crazy because last year when I did this, the first movie we saw, I had 12 people show up to it, and it's like. Wow.
Yeah, but I think Eyes Wide Shut was a bad choice.
Yeah.
It probably was.
If you want to sell
and it doesn't help that I was reenacting it right in front of the screen while they watch.
And if you wanted to sell out 3 theaters, it should have been Aquaman 2.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You really should. You should have done Aquaman just to give it the boost.
Yes.
It needs
So
it.
you could talk about it in the service too.
So
I'm there for that.
So I went to see it on Tuesday, and actually, Rob's wife and son came as well, and it was a really enjoyable movie. I really didn't. First, I don't know why I walked into it and I'm like, I didn't expect it to be a musical, which is dumb because the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was a musical. Yeah.
Was it? Oh, yeah. I guess so.
Cheer up, Charlie, the candy man can. Yeah. Who can make the sun rise? I don't know the rest of the words of that song.
Thank God.
Yeah. Nailed it. Good job. So saw it. It's a musical for sure. The songs, are they as catchy as the original? Of course not. But it's really good. They add enough nods to the original in where you're like, oh, this is great. But it's a movie that doesn't over rely on being like, see, we're just like that movie. Like it stands on its own. It was really impressive. Timothée Chalamet, I can't stand him, but he was actually pretty solid in this movie.
I would hate watch it.
Good supporting cast. It's solid. It's good.
I don't like musicals either.
I give it an 8 out of 10.
Wow.
But I will say it's made $150 million so far.
Aquaman sucks.
Yeah. It's doubled up Aquaman. It's already beaten. It's topped the
Aquaman
the
got
Hunger
beat by a
Games
candy movie.
Got beat by Timothée Chalamet.
It's the Hunger Games movie. It's beat the Hunger Games movie. Like it's doing really well.
Question.
Yeah.
At your sermon the next day, did anybody get a golden ticket? Were you throwing out chocolate?
So this is going to be, if you listen to this podcast on Monday, this sermon would have happened yesterday.
Oh, this is happening tomorrow.
This is
Did I
happening
give you
tomorrow.
an idea?
I have purchased a Wonka costume on Amazon.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
This is exciting.
Yes.
How's that going to go over at church?
It was only $100.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad. So they might get a kick. I don't know.
Halloween.
We'll see. They're pretty laid back actually now.
I remember you said they were a little uptight, like when we started bringing water in the sanctuary.
When I first got there, they were. They've really, over the last year, they've really come around. I think I've helped them become a more like.
Chill.
Look, if you want people to come into this place and you want them to really know
loosen-
that God is welcoming, you have to be welcoming
Yeah,
too.
loosen up.
Yeah, so they're really coming around. So
you've beaten the zany into them.
I have. They almost expect it out of me every sermon now, every Sunday. So I'm gonna wear a Wonka costume tomorrow, and it's gonna be glorious. Which is gonna be great because it's a communion Sunday, and I'm also serving communion with a friend of the show who might be listening for his first episode. He was waiting until we started Star Trek: Next Generation. So I'm serving communion. With
Name
him
shout
tomorrow.
out or no?
Sean.
Hey, Sean.
He was on our podcast.
Yeah, we'll get him on again.
I know Sean.
I know. I'm saying it for our listeners. Like, he was on our Patreon.
But he's also on the one
He was on the main show, the one of the worst rated episodes of all time, the car episode.
The car. Oh, yeah, where Nick had gas.
That was on the
That
Patreon.
was a
That was on
Patreon
Patreon.
exclusive. I don't know why that's an exclusive. That's terrifying.
That was rough.
Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh.
Nick,
All right.
Nick almost killed us all.
I did. So
We're going to need someone to get some footage of you in the Wonka costume so we can get that up on the
Oh,
socials.
there'll be footage. 'cause
Yeah, it'd be online.
It's online.
In my current condition, I
It'll
won't
be
go.
on YouTube because I live
all right,
stream.
screen grab.
So anyways, yeah, so go to Patreon if you want to hear those things. But we also do have a Patreon. Let me just give a quick shout out to that. We have a $2 tier and a $5 tier. And we're sending shirts to all of our patrons, actually. I got them right here on the floor. They're ready to roll. And they're going to be going out in the mail here as soon as we actually stop procrastinating and mail them. So
I just found it interesting that all of our patrons are the same shirt size.
I know, it's incredible. All of them are XLs. Well, I sent them all personal message like, hey, what shirt size are you? Not a single person
Annette did, I
replied.
think.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Oh, what'd she say?
I don't remember.
Well, we're not going to
Ironically, I
put
think she
her
said
shirt
medium.
size on the air. Yeah, she said small, and I'm like, here you go. Here's an extra large.
Extra
Well,
large.
you mispronounce things, so I'm going to guess you misread things too.
I do. But yeah,
Do we want to maybe patreon.com, keeping up with the Cardassians,
Yeah.
for our Patreon page.
Yeah.
If you'd like more content than what you hear here.
So one of the things we like to do.
Do we want to
listening
reset the socials though too? Let's give out all our socials in the middle.
Well, yeah, but I just want to tell them a little bit more about our Patreon first.
Oh, do it.
Can I do that?
Please sell.
So we have the $2 and $5 tier, and the great thing about either tier is you have access to all kinds of information. The $5 tier gets you meet and greets with us, which is
That was a lot of fun.
which is on Zoom, and we sit around, we have some beer, we talk, we hang out. Like the last one we had was like 2.5 hours, and it was really nice. We had a good time together. But you'll have access to all the other stuff. Like we said, we'll send you a shirt. And one of the things that we like to do is we like to make music videos, movies, TV shows, and commercials.
We haven't done a movie yet. Give us time.
We're We're working. We
Well, that was-
did a trailer for.
Oh,
a movie.
yes, we did a trailer for a
for a
movie.
movie. So we have a couple things. We have a music video on there in the style of Backstreet Boys. You should check that out. We have a movie trailer in the style of Top Gun's beach volleyball scene. And we have a commercial about a Keeping Up with the Cardassians Christmas album. So those are and we have a television show called Behind the Pod.
A mockumentary.
My gosh, we've released a lot of
I know.
special content. In addition,
Emphasis on special.
Yeah.
it's been really special. So
They're touched.
so that's available on there. So you might want to sign up for it. It's definitely worth it. Heck, if you want to just sign up for 1 month and check it all out, go for it.
Yeah,
I
if
mean,
you got
we're
that
not going to judge you.
Christmas or Hanukkah money
Yeah.
burning a hole in your pocket.
You got $2, you got $5 laying around, sign up, do it. So you can find all that material there. But if that terrifies you and you want to only dip your toe in the water, you can go to X, which is known as Twitter. We have Keeping Up with the Cardassians there. Keeping Up Cardassians.
No, Cardassians pod, bro.
Cardassians
At
Pod.
Cardassians Pod.
At Cardassians Pod. Wow, I butcher things so bad.
Yes, you do.
And Joe has a New Year's resolution where he's going to post a lot more.
Post things.
Joe was a prolific tweeter when we first started on this podcast, and then he just decided that he didn't care.
Yeah.
For like a year.
Yeah.
And then Joe
What are you gonna do?
decided that 2024 he's going to care.
I'm back
again.
from the dead,
He's
baby.
back from, and he is posting like
He is
mad,
reporting
so
eligible.
I am reporting eligible
he
on
is.
X.
He's doing a great job. There is no flags thrown. None for this. He's doing a good job.
So catch us there.
And also Rob keeps up with our Instagram account, which is keeping_up_Cardassians. And he posts there frequently. And there's a lot of memes he posts. There's fun stuff he posts. If you are someone who gets offended easily,
Yeah, steer clear.
steer clear or sign up and then
Avoid the stories.
Send hate messages to Rob
Yes.
because he gets hate
Oh,
messages
yeah.
sometimes. And it's not like it's offensive stuff. It's just stuff that people would be like,
There could be dick jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like your mom.
Yeah,
Too
exactly.
soon.
Not your mom. Not your mom.
And then finally, actually call us. We have a phone number.
And YouTube, bro.
Well, yeah, we're on YouTube as well. So
Unfortunately.
keeping
you can
up
see our
with
faces.
Cardassians. Yeah, you can find us on YouTube. And then as I said, what was I saying before when you said and YouTube? What was I saying? I said something and then you said and
Facebook.
YouTube.
You said if your
No, I did not.
grandmother listens, you can go to Facebook.
I did not say Facebook. I did not say Facebook.
Phone number.
Phone number. So one of the things, we have a phone number. Now, do we answer the phone? No, because it's not an actual phone. It's a Google Voice number, which means it has a voicemail and text message capability. So we can get voicemail.
I'm
and
kind of
text message.
disappointed that
also-
it doesn't ring to any of our phones.
Oh, you can turn it on.
set that up.
Yeah, you can turn it on.
What are we doing?
You got time for that?
No.
No, ain't nobody.
And Joe accepts sex messages, by the way.
Yeah, please.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
734-494-0980.
Man, he
They
got
better be good, though.
Once again, it's
Can I start texting the number?
734-494-0980. So please feel free to call in. Let us know your thoughts, especially as we get ready here to dive into Encounter at Farpoint, which we're about the halfway mark, so we probably should dive into that now. So let us know your thoughts. We're going to give you our review of Encounter at Farpoint now. What we always start off with is Nick gives a summation of
It's
the
30
episode.
seconds, guys. Totally. Wink.
I try to make it a very quick summation, but sometimes I fail. Okay. So anyways, this is the pilot. So this is an episode where we're introducing all the characters. We start off with seeing our new captain, Captain Jean-Luc Picard. He's of the Starship Enterprise, which is the Enterprise D. It's the fifth model of the Enterprise, right? It would be the fifth because the Enterprise A, B, C, D. Yeah, fifth model. So it's the fifth version of it. It's a Galaxy class ship, and they're heading to Farpoint Station. Why they're heading there, we don't really talk about it at first. It's, whatever. They're just going there. And on the way there, an omnipotent being known as Q shows up and basically says, humans suck. You guys are the worst. I hate you guys. And Q's like, no, we are incredible.
That wasn't Q. That was Picard who said, "No, we are incredible."
That's what I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant. And then Q's like, no, let me show you your history. And he dresses up as World War II, and then he dresses up as the World War III guy. And he's like, no, you guys all suck. And then he's like, no, like we should at least be able to be judged by what we've done in the past. And then
By the content of our character.
Q says, okay. So then now they're officially on trial. And Q says, look, you're on trial, and if you fail this trial, I don't know what happens, but he just says, you're dead. We're going to wipe you from existence. That's right. And so they go on trial, and their trial is basically, I'm going to judge you by what happens at Farpoint Station. Farpoint Station is a weird place where the Bandy have created this station. How they've created it, no one knows. That's why the Federation is there.
Where did they get the materials?
Where did they get the materials? They have unlimited power, but how are they doing this? And for some reason, anytime they have a thought of something they want, it just magically appears, which is crazy. And there's where we meet
Kate Upton.
Yeah, that's where we meet Riker and them. They're getting ready to report to the Enterprise. So the Enterprise meets up with them. Riker beams aboard. He meets the captain. The captain's kind of a jerk to him, whatever. But, that's just how it is. Jean-Luc Picard's basically a jerk to everyone in this episode because that's his character. So he's a jerk to everyone. And basically how it turns out is the station is holding hostage an alien species that is able to turn matter into anything it wants. And the way the station is doing it is they're feeding the animal energy, but just enough to keep it alive. And they're basically like, if you want to stay alive, you'll keep doing what we want to do. Its mate shows up, starts blasting the station, blasting it all to HE double hockey sticks. And then finally the Bandy admits to what they did. So the aliens fly off happily ever after. Q says, all right, you've passed for now. You get to make it through. For now, humans have succeeded in this test, but we will meet again. And then he takes off like Skeletor. And so the episode ends. That is Encounter at Farpoint.
That was half a bagel's worth.
Yeah, but you got to admit, for an hour and a half episode, that was like a minute. Yes, I counted it.
Did you?
Yes, I
okay.
did.
That was a long ass minute.
Yeah, I know, because it was a long episode. So I want to start here. Normally we don't give our reviews till the end, and we're not going to. I don't think it's as bad as you guys seem to think it was.
There's no way you watched the same episode I did.
I did not think it was that. I didn't think it was great. I thought the acting is bad.
Yeah, the only person that could act was LeVar Burton. He's the only one that seemed natural.
Yeah, he did seem. He seemed like his character, like he's already into his character at that point.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, everybody seems
wooden as hell.
Oh my gosh, Deanna Troy is terrible.
I mean,
bad.
Very
bad.
The whole thing was very melodramatic.
So much pain.
It's just she served no purpose. Like
Marina Sirtis, yeah. I feel like obviously they don't know who their characters are yet, right?
Anxiety.
Right.
And that that's a nice throwback to later on.
Yeah.
I just
Picard.
Everything about this was bad.
I
can't say everything.
What wasn't bad?
Well,
establishing characters, they did a decent job of pacing through the characters.
They did a really good job getting you to know the characters and what they were like. So, for instance, Picard is rigid. He fully admits, I'm terrible with children. You got to deal with children.
Same.
Child comes on his bridge. He immediately starts screaming at him.
First of all, a kid comes on my bridge, I'd be pissed too. That's not a place for a kid.
Yeah, but
it's a command center. Fuck that kid. Get off my bridge.
Get off my bridge.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, she's the kid of the.
She could have called first. I'm bringing my kid up there.
she's not going to do that.
To be fair, he was on the turbo lift. He was not on the bridge.
Okay, Mom.
All right, Crusher.
But you are right. Like, it's like confidential stuff could be happening there, and you're just like, come on up, kid.
You don't see people walk on the bridge of a battleship.
Stuff.
Just because your dad was killed doesn't mean you get to do whatever you want.
Or on a cruise ship. You just don't walk on the bridge of a cruise ship.
That would be amazing.
But
if you were like, okay, no, the way to look at it is you are a high-ranking officer on that ship, and your kid comes along with you, and you're like, okay, I'm going to show you this. Like, that's different.
There's a standing order that there's no kids on the bridge.
I know there's a standing order. And he wasn't on the bridge. He was on the turbo lift, bro.
It's true.
He was
Semantics.
on the No. If you wanted him not to be anywhere near the bridge, you should have said so.
My God.
No, I don't. I'm on Crusher's side here. Picard is ridiculous. Picard is a jerk.
He's an asshole.
I want to know why, when they were creating this, they decided, I'm going to make the lead character the most unlikable human being.
They wanted to do an anti-Kirk.
Well, they did a great job because he is an a-hole.
The only you know who my favorite character was in this whole episode?
Jordy.
The
DeForest
bandy guy?
Kelly,
Oh yeah, he was great.
He was great.
Admiral McCoy.
I don't see any pointy ears.
He looked like old man Biff.
Yeah,
He did.
well, it was 87, so it's right after that.
Yeah,
he's supposed to be 136, so it's
he
a
looked,
weird cameo.
He looked
though.
a day over 115.
That whole scene was very juxtaposed.
It was filmed afterwards.
Yeah, but it was
Nick. Nothing in this makes any sort of continuity sense.
It was poorly edited.
It's poorly cut together.
Well,
Yeah.
no, but it's bad writing, very bad writing, which is written by Gene Roddenberry and
DC Fontana.
So, I mean, I'm not here to shit on them, but the writing was hot garbage.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like it was just a bunch of ideas that weren't fully fleshed out. We're gonna stuff it together like a hamburger patty, and we're just gonna send the episode on.
I agree that it needed more time.
This is
not like in the episode, but to develop it.
But neither storyline lined up with one another. It was two completely different things. And
Are you talking about the trial?
Q in the trial
Farpoint?
and Farpoint.
Yeah.
It was like either one of those, if they wanted to fully flesh out, could have been decent stories.
Yeah.
But together, it was.
And the trial was too easy. Picard was never going to fight.
It made no sense. But it made no sense. It was like we're literally 8 or 10 minutes into the episode, and they're on trial.
Here's my thing,
It
though,
happened
too.
too fast for me. Like
very randomly.
Is Q really wrong, though? Because you have the security officers, like, you have Worf being like, let's kill him. And you have Tasha Yar, let's kill him.
Both
and then,
not human, by the way. They're trying humans. Both of those are not human.
Tasha Yar's not a
No.
human? Oh.
yeah, you made our point, Nick.
She goes on a rant, too. Like, oh, they
she's- but- well,
saved me.
so
She's very
Yeah.
everybody in this episode, maybe besides Riker and LeVar Burton, was very melodramatic. Oh,
Well,
Data, by
you know
default.
what it is? It's exposition dumping.
Yeah.
Like constantly. Like every single character is exposition dumping, and it's like show don't tell kind of a thing. And they spend all their time telling, and I think that's what hurts this episode.
So then, who is it? Tasha Yar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why is Tasha Yar and Data on the trial? They're not human.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they shouldn't be there.
Shouldn't be there.
Well, a lot of the ship's not
Yeah.
human. There's a lot of
I know.
Why didn't they
So-
bring O'Brien along? The dude's just sitting at the con when they get back, and he's like, "What are you guys doing?"
And yeah, I'm gonna guess he's just getting out of the Cardassian Wars right then. So I'm
Troy
gonna guess,
should, by technicality, Troy shouldn't have been there either. She's half human,
yeah.
So theoretically, it
And
should
he
have just been
had a hard on for Riker, who was all human, and probably bring 6 chicks on the planet.
Well, I got questions about Farpoint as well, so don't worry.
Yeah. So this show reminds me of Black Adam. And what I mean by that is they spent so much time probably trying to make sure it was perfect because they're relaunching Star Trek, that so many hands were involved that it just completely created something that was not cohesive. Same with Black Adam. Black Adam was just like a juxtaposition of so many different things, and you're like, what is this thing? And then it bombed, right? This doesn't bomb. Somehow this does not bomb, which blows my mind. But and in terms of viewership, in terms of gaining steam,
It's amazing.
but
This
as
show.
a show, this should not have continued.
But I mean,
It's amazing. It got to that 3rd season where it drastically improved.
I can see why it wouldn't bomb, because it bombing has nothing to do with the content of the show. Because once you've seen it, only then can you say that sucked. Leading up to it, it's brand new Star Trek. Like, it's 21 years after the original series.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see why leading up is like, I want to watch the next generation. I can see why it would get high viewership.
It got crapped on a lot when it first came out because it wasn't your mama's Star Trek type, your daddy's
But
Star
what
Trek.
I'm saying is
The
that's
interest.
all after. That's all after you see it.
Yeah.
So the viewership, the numbers are. I can see why it would get good numbers.
What
but
did it stream on? I'm just kidding.
Paramount Plus.
Yeah,
It's on Paramount Plus.
I know. But in the back then,
Oh,
it was a bad joke.
So
back then it streamed on.
just for the record,
Syndication.
Encounter at
Yeah.
Farpoint was viewed by 16 million people for the very first episode. By episode 2, it dropped down below 12 million. It hit the low point by the last Outpost, which is the 4th episode, where it only was 9 million. So by the 4th episode, it lost half of its audience, essentially. But we know, obviously...
If the writing is anything like Encounter at Farpoint, I can see why.
But it recovers from there, as we know. Like, it ends... What's the final episode was viewed by 28 million people?
Yeah, it's 20 or 30 or something.
Yeah, so, like, this is definitely... I think what's so great about the show, this is a show that knows how... that turns it around. It's very rare that a show starts off not good and ends...
And gets the chance to turn it around.
Yeah, exactly. Usually they cancel them.
But isn't this kind of how...
And the toy
Star Trek was historically?
Yeah.
Like the first couple seasons aren't that great. And then it's sort of the first couple seasons of DS9 weren't very good.
But they definitely had high points. I don't know if season 1 and 2 have a high point.
Yeah.
I think season 2 does have one high point actually. Mm-hmm. But I don't think season 1 does. Well, I mean, as we get, I haven't rewatched Next Generation in a while, but as we get through it, I might be proven wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But
for everything I've read, I don't know that you'll be proven wrong.
Yeah. But at least DS9 was stronger in those first 2 seasons with extreme high points. Duet,
yeah.
Hands of the Prophet, things like that, where it just kind of just like that was awesome.
Duet's excellent television beyond anything.
It is, but I think. Sorry, I was quickly looking at the rating, so I was. Here's something I do every once in a while. I check out, and I don't know what they were just talking about.
Nick has internet access during the whole show.
He watches a lot of porn.
Yeah.
I'm looking at information so I can...
Porn.
Anyways.
It's pronounced porn.
I think what you said, correct me if I'm wrong, did you say Deep Space Nine, the first season, was still like kind of rough?
Yeah,
Except for some episodes.
But it had high points.
It wasn't this rough, but it was rough in points.
And I don't think there's really...
Because Emissary is excellent.
I don't think there's any episode in season 1 that's truly incredible of Next Gen. But maybe. I don't know. I mean, we're not really selling our review, are we?
Yeah, he definitely did not pay attention.
No.
You named an episode?
No, we said
exactly that. There's no episode in
season 1 or 2.
We said that there's high points in season 1 of DS9, like Duet and Emissary, but there isn't anything equivalent of that in season 1 of...
And I don't think season 2.
Code of Honor.
That's a classic. You'll love it.
Gosh, it's so bad.
It's fantastic.
So
it's all right. This is
best episode of Star Trek ever.
I think, yeah, season 3 is a change. But anyways, let's continue reviewing this episode.
We're reviewing this episode.
So we get introduced to all of our characters so far. So you said so far your favorite character or most approachable character is Geordi.
Absolutely.
Because he's the most realistic.
He's most natural.
And actually, I kind of appreciated like when he was to the doctor complaining about his headaches from his eyepiece and everything like that. And he's
it was a good way to introduce the character and his quirk without seeming unnatural.
And also tell you something about who he is as a person, right?
Yeah.
Like that he's going to put up with inconveniences like that, you know?
I don't think they did a bad job overall introducing Riker. He was a little wooden, but he still saw the Riker grin.
He does have
the little bit of bravado.
He had the baby face.
Yeah,
he does.
I like Riker. I have an issue with the writing and how they introduced him. What was the point of him? Okay, so Farpoint, this mysterious place, right?
Yeah.
Why are they going there to make formal contact when there seems to be already a Federation presence there?
I think they left it out, but they wanted to incorporate them into the Federation as a station, not just be a passing outpost.
Right.
Okay, bad writing because that was left out.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was more implied, but not defined.
We're in episode 1. Let's not imply anything. Let's outright state things. Number 2. What was number 2?
Can we talk
I don't know.
Can we talk about
why meet him there? Why meet? He's a commander.
Because the hood was already there, then he was being transferred. But they said that.
They didn't do a good
seems
job
stupid.
with that whole explanation. Because that was what I was talking about with Admiral Bones, Admiral McCoy.
Boner.
They didn't do a good job. Like the hood was already there. They never showed the hood until the hood was leaving.
They mentioned the hood, that it was there.
Did they? But they kind of just said the hood. And if you don't know, they're talking about a starship.
They said the USS Hood.
Did they?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I kind of missed.
I don't support you guys on that.
Oh, I kind of missed
that. That one, they said. Although
I don't know, if 2 out of the 3 of us have missed it, then they obviously did not do a great job writing.
Well, knowing you were on your phone watching it.
Nope, watching it full blown.
No, I don't believe that.
Yeah, but
no pants. Watching it clear as day.
2 out of 3, but it's us 2, so
yeah, it doesn't count. So another part.
He's got a point.
Another part of this, when they're on Encounter at Farpoint, there is no way that the new doctor of the starship would be that dismissive of the first officer. Like, this is your boss, and you're like, shut up! I don't care what you have to do. I'm here to shop. No, you're gonna do your freaking job. Like,
I'm here to shop till I drop.
I'm here to shop till I drop. Do you have this with gold on it? And it does.
Like, wait a second.
I'll buy that. Like, it was stupid. The way she responded to him, the way she treated him, was crappy.
I agree.
The way Picard treated him was crappy.
But Picard's the captain. He can do that. Like, Picard can be a
but
prick.
you know what? Just as we see with Dan Campbell, your team sort of embodies its leadership.
Yes.
And
which is why
Picard's
the Matt Patricia era was terrible.
Picard's a dick.
But she has not been with him yet. The only way she knows him, as we know up to this point in time, is
in the past.
She was good friends, or he was good friends with her husband, who died.
That changes just a little bit.
Yeah, they make him. They give them a background.
Yeah,
a little bit of a love interest background.
Spoiler alert, dude. Why does everybody stand up on the ship? Like, when everything happens at the con and ops, they all stand up the entire time.
I think it's hilarious because
I'm like, sit down, bro.
Do you know how many
You're in
times
the way of the screen?
I thought it was hilarious because it seemed like anytime anybody got up and did something, somebody stole their seat. Like, do you know how many times everybody like changed seats?
Yeah. Well, they were trying to show like the command structure and like make it feel more realistic than the original series, in my opinion.
Like when they beamed back on and O'Brien was just in the chair. They're like, what are you guys gonna do about it? Move your feet, lose your seat. Sorry.
I like that.
He just acts like they're not even there.
The gate shows up and everybody stands up. It's like, just stay at your post, man. What are you gonna do by standing up?
Yeah. I just love like
it's poor direction too. Like, I know it's 87, but this is poor direction for 87.
This is poor everything.
Let's talk about things they did nail, though. I think the bridge set is a really good set. Like, normally your first season sets are kind of crappy. The bridge isn't.
They spent some time on it, and the ship itself is beautiful.
The model is great. The Farpoint model is not great.
That was a painting, wasn't it?
Well, not even only that, but like the station itself was. Not
I think anything off ship was pretty poor.
Yeah, even the battle bridge I thought was.
Even the courtroom was probably the best of the off ship.
Yeah.
Scenes, but that was just like a, I don't know, Thunderdome, like it was like a mob.
Can we talk about how terrible those World War III uniforms were? Like, it's like,
but
how
do you know?
Foam pads on.
Are those the uniforms from this year on DS9? Past tense?
Maybe. I don't know.
In San Francisco?
Oh gosh, I know, right?
It's 2024.
I know, man.
Yeah, it is. It's time, man. San Francisco is not doing too hot right now. They do. They might need some sanctuary districts.
I don't know, man. I think they kind of already have them set up in their own way.
Yeah, they've set up on their own, but yeah. Anyway, I got wrapped up again. I was meant to talk about the positive stuff. So
I think they did a decent job. Let's just say using the word quirks for each character, whether it be establishing that Stryker and Roy had a past, very subtle, like very quick. It was awkward, but it was quick. They didn't force him down your throat at first, but then later they're like, "Oh, I'm an android." Oh, I don't see no. That's almost worse.
Yeah.
And kind of articulating his powers, for lack of a better word, later in the episode, which I appreciated, rather than the front loading it.
Yeah, they did a good job with
Geordi, Crusher, Wesley. Not so much a good job with Picard. Worf is kind of self-explanatory.
Worf is like, he's a caricature of what a Klingon is. Right?
And Worf's the worst one,
and
in
Yar
my
was,
opinion.
And Yar was a bit much this episode.
Yeah.
But
like very overreacty.
But she doesn't make it past season 1, though, does she?
I'm not telling you.
I mean,
Yar is supposed to be a main character, though. Wasn't she originally intended to be one of the
her
mains?
and Worf are kind of similar.
Cute, though. She's really cute.
Wait until the next episode.
the naked now.
I agree with you. I think that was probably the
What do you mean, your
biggest
sister?
feather in the cap of this episode was setting up the differences and each uniqueness of each character.
Yeah, I agree. We should do a shot game to every time Worf gets cut down. Like
does
after
a
Picard
lot
says,
in this episode,
"Booger off." We should do a shot game when we come. We should keep track during
I'm
the
a
episode.
Cleon, I don't surrender. You're a Starfleet officer.
Yeah, because there's 3 times in this episode where he's like, "Fuck off, Worf."
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you gonna shoot? What are you gonna shoot the view screen? You idiot.
But
Come on. He does dumb things.
Come on, that was really stupid. It comes on the screen, you're like, oh, Worf shoot screen.
Worf angry.
How stupid. But I mean, he's a Starfleet officer on...
Again, poorly written.
And he's not an ensign, right? So
he's
led
not
to
some
believe
numbskull. He is at a high... Like, he's a higher ranked official
lieutenant junior grade.
Maybe this
on
is...
Picard's
He's
staff.
just above an ensign. Yeah.
Maybe this is my problem with this episode. It feels like every single person, this is their first day on the job except for Captain Picard.
And Riker.
But it literally, yeah, and Riker, it literally feels like it's their first days on the job. Like they have no clue what they're doing. They're just like, oh no, shoot bad guy. Ooh.
That was what that whole scene made was. I was like, really? He's gonna shoot the goddamn screen?
Or like Tasha Yar like attacking the projection of the character during the courtroom scene. Like, like his whole point is you all are super violent. You go to violence before anything else. And he's like, no, let us prove you wrong. As she's beating up his men.
As the non-human does it, mind you.
But she should be.
Again,
she should
though,
say, I'm not
it
even a human. I'm not even supposed to be here
Why
today.
am I here?
Yeah.
Can
you let us go in the saucer section? All the non-humans you could pick on the star drive.
I'd be like, excuse me, hold on. Me and this dude, the silver guy, yeah, we're not human.
Can you tell? This chick is clearly reading thoughts.
Yeah.
She's not a human. So, really just the balding man. That's
It's
the one you
it's
want.
really just
And racist O'Brien.
Well, but to be fair, right here, he's just a con officer. He doesn't even have a name, to be fair. And he's not racist yet. He sees things.
No, he's
the
probably
Cardassian
racist
War.
at this
He's already
point.
been through the Cardassian War, so he already hates Cardassians.
Oh, by this point, he has.
the Cardassian War has already happened.
That's true. It has. He's
So
already
he's
racist.
super racist at this point.
He's a racist.
He's fresh out of the war, which means he's at his peak racist.
He is, which is why they don't let him say anything at the con, because he's like,
Yeah.
don't say anything, don't say anything. They're going to
Spoonhead.
get HR involved.
Now,
Just yells out spoonhead at any chance he
Random
gets.
people. Oh gosh, he's the worst.
That'd be hilarious if they were just like behind scenes that were cut.
Yeah.
And it's just Colton Meaney just yelling out spoonhead.
That's a reference to Deep Space Nine, just for the record, in case you haven't watched Deep Space Nine yet.
yeah, he hated Ferengi. He hated the Cardassian.
Well, and they called the Cardassians spoonheads
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Cardis.
and Cardis.
A bloody Cardi.
Can we give a shout out to the skirts?
The men in
The
skirts.
men in skirts, the women in skirts. Deanna Troi is rocking that skirt.
I like the guy that was passing by on the
Yeah.
walkway.
He was rocking that skirt.
I was like, all right,
I
want you to wear that uniform, Joe.
and they moved.
I'll do it.
I'm kind of annoyed.
One of my best features is my legs. I will do it.
It's kind of a cool.
I thought it was your ass.
It's a cool feature that they added though to show you it's a different
too.
era, and then they remove that later on. They take that away.
I think it was probably an executive thing that they took because Roddenberry was all about it.
Yeah, well, yeah, an executive's like, we can't have men walking around in skirts. It's offensive.
It's too woke before woke was a term.
Yeah, but I don't know if you heard the news the other day on Fox, just for the record, that a lady said, I don't like Star Wars because it's too woke. That's why I like Star Trek. And she gave the Vulcan salute.
She did it the wrong way, though. It's like she's from the West Side, and she's like, yeah.
And it's like, have you watched Star Trek? It's pretty woke. It's just not preachy. There's a very big difference.
Except for Discovery.
Well, and actually, this first episode was kind of preachy.
Was it?
I thought Picard was super preachy.
Well, he's a preachy throughout the show.
He and Q are both preachy dudes.
Yeah, they both
That's
are.
their thing.
Q is
They're trying to
Q is a
outmod-
highlight in this episode.
That-
Q's
yeah.
great. Q's great.
I just think-
Capitan.
I like the character. I know that they're going to do more with him.
And it evolves.
Get used to it.
Yeah.
I like the character, but there was no setup. It's just like, boom, here's an here's a god.
I didn't need a setup for that necessarily. I think it was supposed to be random.
It just seemed like, but I was like,
I agree. I see what you're saying. As a non-Star Trek person, I completely understand And a story-driven person, I understand, but
this guy shows up and he can just change like uniforms and stuff. Why? Like
it was supposed to give that air of this guy's can do anything.
Yeah, so
I was more annoyed.
I'm annoyed by Q all the time, so
I like Q.
and so does my daughter, and I hate you both.
I do like Q.
I like when Cisco punched him in the face.
He also wears makeup. I like that. He wore lipstick and blush and
Q don't joke around. John Delancey is. So I think he nails the character. He does a really good job on on this first episode. So that's a high point. I mean, can you see though? Let's go back to this is the pilot. We know
high points at Farpoint.
We know it has all sorts of problems. We get that. Can you see the potential in it at this point? We already know it goes on for 7 seasons, right? But if you watch this episode, could you be like, this will be a 7-season show?
No,
I agree. I'm surprised it made it through the first season.
Yeah,
first couple episodes. I mean, I haven't watched it in a while, so maybe I'm just being overly harsh off of memory.
It feels like a total rehash of the original series in terms of acting, in terms of style. Right now, it does.
I don't think so at all.
I don't think so.
Oh my
Not
gosh.
at all.
In terms of like, I'm talking about like the feel.
Not at all. I think it's the polar opposite.
Oh, I don't at all. Not even remotely.
No, because Kirk had charm, Spock had charm, the Force
I'm
Coil
talking
had
about
charm.
like the way they did the stories, and like, I'm not talking about maybe.
No, I thought the stories in the original series were more natural. The way that it was told, the way it was directed. This is a rough first episode as far as the way it was cut, as far as the way it was written, and the way the story was told. I think
Stories.
all of the original series is more fluent than this episode.
Okay.
Maybe it's some of the third season stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't like that they half-assed 2 stories.
Yeah, just whole ass one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get you.
It looked very 1987 though. Visually, it's very dated.
You know, I was just telling my kid about I get we're jumping ahead, but the uniforms for season 3 and on. The thing I kind of admire about those episodes they're almost timeless. They don't age like the original series do. Like when you look at them, like you don't look and go, those look old.
The costumes.
Yeah, the later ones.
Oh,
in this
I
series.
even thought the costumes in this one didn't look. I mean, they looked fine. They looked fine. They didn't look dated. It was more. It was more set design.
They look uncomfortable.
They did look uncomfortable, but this was so. Deep Space Nine premiered in 1993.
Yeah,
and I started watching it in late 2020. It didn't seem that old to me,
other than their civilian clothes.
Oh, I felt it felt old.
No, I didn't. I agree with Joe. To me, it didn't seem like it was almost 30 years old at that time.
Yeah, but this definitely seemed dated. Because even the set, like the station, like DS9 itself, doesn't look like. I couldn't pick it out and say 93.
Yeah,
I can get you within a year. You show me any screenshot of anywhere on the Enterprise D, I can get you very close to 1987.
Yeah, I'm watching Pluto right now, and DS9's on it.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like a 31-year-old show. Like looking at it.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I look at the D. I don't feel like that looks that old. Like a product of the 80s. I feel like everything else in the episode does. I feel like especially when you're on
the aesthetics look like the inside of a Chrysler minivan.
Yeah.
Like an 86 Min. I don't know.
I thought the D inside was supposed to look different, and so I don't think necessarily, especially the bridge, looks like it's something out of the 80s.
Yeah,
I could see maybe some of the corridors or something like that because it was very blah.
Yeah,
but one thing I did like that they established here was they established the holodeck pretty well.
Yes, they did a very good job.
That was cool.
Yeah,
that was cool.
But then there's also inconsistencies, right? Because
there is the entire run of Star Trek. So
for instance, like having the wall right there where he's like, you can't see the wall, and he throws something and hits the wall. The whole point of the holodeck is like you can walk in any direction and never hit the wall.
But here's the thing about Data, though. Data having that android mind, it probably pace it out because the way I always kind of viewed it is your scenery moved with you.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't really possibly move. It directed you around the room it was in so that you never felt like you were in a room.
Right.
Versus Data, who probably knows the schematics and knows exactly how many steps you took right, left, forward, back, so it could tell you exactly where you are in the room.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Okay.
Suck it.
Wesley should not have been dripping wet the second he walks out of the holodeck as well.
Conversely, that's real water. If they're
Because they're saying they convert matter. Yeah, they explained that it's all real.
It's all real.
It's not an illusion. It's
Yes,
real.
that's
They've
real water.
converted matter.
It's not holographic water.
And they explained just like a transporter, which is I kind of appreciated that. I don't ever remember that, and it makes a little bit of sense.
So he should have been wet because it's not holographic water.
He should have.
That's
a
a
child,
boy.
Nick.
That's a child.
That's a good point.
Oh, God.
I didn't even think about it. I just heard he should have been wet. He should have been wet on the D.
Oh, my God.
Enterprise D.
That is a child.
I'm talking about Johnny Frakes. Talking about Joe Nathan.
In reading,
Friend of the show, Jonathan Frakes.
That's
just
right.
for the record. We've interviewed him live.
so to highlight, in my opinion, I
Will
read,
Wheaton.
And Will Wheaton.
So in reading some of the background of like the development of this series and everything, this single thing highlights how bad and / lazy the writing was. Sorry, Mr. Roddenberry. Wesley Crusher was originally planned to be a girl,
15-year-old girl with
Named
photographic memory.
Leslie Crusher. You're like, no, make it a boy.
So incredibly lazy.
Make it a boy, and we'll call him not Leslie, Wesley Crusher.
Yeah.
Well, they had to change the graphic, and Leslie was already up there, and it's cheaper just to change the L.
I was like,
Hey, Leslie, lose the wig. We're calling you Wesley now. Okay, Mr. Roddenberry.
Wheaton was like, thank God. Throws the wig down.
I was in Stand By Me, and you do this to me?
I know, right?
Come on.
What if we walked around the step? I was at Stand By Me. I could go on the bridge.
He's like the most... What is the most famous actor at this time?
Probably Will Wheaton.
Probably Will Wheaton.
I mean,
right?
LeVar Burton was still doing Reading Rainbow at that time, right?
I can
Was he?
go anywhere.
I think so.
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Reading Rainbow wasn't done until the mid-90s.
No, but when did it start?
Let's find out. I'll Google it. Reading Rainbow.
I'm going to say 85.
I mean, a couple of those people are on.
83.
Ooh.
There we go.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
So by 87, he was well established.
83 to 98.
I mean, all the other
To
actors just
98?
Yes, sir.
did guest stints on other shows.
I used to love Reading Rainbow.
Yeah, I did too.
It's in a
And
book.
this theme song is incredible.
You know what the funny thing about that is so Next Generation, and to a lesser extent, I think DS9, I had like periphery knowledge of, because I told you it was on in syndication on like Saturday afternoons and stuff. So I would see like the characters, and I was like, I think that guy's on that one show. Like, I know that guy from somewhere when I would watch Reading Rainbow. And it turns out he was on Star Trek.
Just for the record, Reading Rainbow actually went to 2006.
Who did they hand it off to?
I think he did it through 2006.
No.
Yes.
23 years of Reading Rainbow.
Yeah, and James Avery was a voice for one of the episodes.
Oh, that's
Not
nice.
after 2000, I bet.
2006.
Really?
Game Day. He did, like, the book was Game Day.
Isn't James Avery in an episode of TNG too?
I think
James
so.
Avery?
I think so.
Isn't
Who did
he
you say?
Shredder?
Who did you say?
James Avery.
Oh, I thought you said Avery Brooks.
Oh no, no. Hear what you want to hear.
I did.
Be what you want to be. In Living
Okay,
Color.
James Avery makes way more sense.
James Avery
I was like,
does.
why would Avery? Why? There's no way Avery Brooks was doing anything in 2006.
No. James Avery did one in 92 and then in 2006 for Reading Rainbow.
Oh, 92. Peak James Avery.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Uncle Phil.
Although he wasn't, I don't think he was Uncle Phil by then. It was, wait, what years? Hold on.
Oh, let Joe guess first.
This is Joe's game where he guesses the year something started. So tell me, when did it start?
92.
False.
Hold on. 90.
Yes.
Man, that's
September 10th, 1990.
90 to,
Wow.
90 to 96?
I never would have thought it would have been that far back.
No, me either.
That blows my mind.
Is it 90 to 96 or 90?
Yeah, 90 to 96.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It did kind of blow my mind that it was that far back. But yeah, 92 would be peak James Avery.
Yep.
Because he's like Uncle Phil and Shredder.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Exactly. I had such a thing for Tatiana Ali back.
I think we all did.
Yeah.
The episode where she becomes like a big pop singer.
That was an episode where I was like, wait a second. Was she like that the whole show?
Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly. I know.
The
right?
whole show and we missed it?
Keep in mind, we were all children at this point,
Yes.
so it was okay.
It was
to-
okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay. Okay.
It's fine.
So,
it's totally fine.
anything else on Next Generation, though? This is a thing we also do, too. We go down rabbit holes. We get a little lost here and there.
Especially if the episode sucks ass.
Okay, so let's go to ratings here, because
Hold on, I want to
Yeah,
hear what
let's.
Eli thought.
Oh, yeah.
Eli, after it ended, I'm like, so Eli, what'd you think? He's like, I thought it was incredible. I loved it. It was so much fun. I'm like, really?
Fun?
Yeah, he loved it. He gave it a 9 out of 10.
Is he touched?
I don't know.
There's no way he thought it was fun.
He loved it.
That's
He
actually
loved
one
it.
thing it lacked.
He loved it.
There wasn't an... well, okay, question. What do you think was the most fun part of this episode?
The holodeck when Wesley hits the water.
Q at the very beginning where he's running around talking in his accents, or dressed up as a 17th century conquistador, and I don't know that.
I thought it was when Riker went in. The guy's like, "Oh, we have delicacies from Earth, and it's fruit."
It's fruit.
And then he takes a bite, and it goes, "Oh, it's delicious." It was a red, delicious apple. I was like, "Oh, that's fun."
Favorite apple, go.
Oh, Honeycrisp.
Honeycrisp.
I think I'm a pink lady guy.
Oh wait, no, I am a pink lady guy.
I think pink lady is the
Pink lady because
Pink Lady is a worse Honeycrisp.
They're crispy and sweet.
Honeycrisp is perfect, though. It's the perfect apple.
No, how dare you?
I think I'm a pink lady. I think I've converted because I used to be Honeycrisp.
We're gonna have to do a taste testing
Yeah, we should get some
live
next week.
on air. Live on air.
Patreon.
Patreon exclusive apple
No,
taste.
but-
That's the content
Hold-
you get on Patreon.
Hold on. I do think this is a very funny idea. The only thing that would concern me is Nick chewing into the mic
Oh
the
my
whole
God,
goddamn
you're
time.
right.
What are you talking about? That would never
you have
happen.
to think about that.
That would never happen.
You're running the soundboard that day.
Deal.
That
I'll
would
cut his mic off.
That would never happen. I would never do that.
I do think an apple taste test is hilarious.
Next week, let's do it. We can't do it Saturday morning, but let's next week.
Yeah, we're.
I'm in for it.
Okay.
Okay, how many apples? So we need 3 apples of each, right?
Yeah, so
3
we-
of each apples.
We need to get at least more than a pink lady and a Honeycrisp. We have to get like
5.
Fuji or whatever.
We get 5 apples
This is on air.
total.
This is on air.
Show meeting. We do show meetings on air.
No.
This is our thing. Okay, we're done. This
Here's
is the next
thing:
Patreon.
we do show meetings where we say we're going to do things, and then we don't do things as well.
That's not true because we said we were going to do Behind the Pod, and we ended up doing it.
Okay, but there are
Do you
many
know-
times where we say we're going to do things and we don't.
Do you know what I would love?
I still want to do
Remember when we were going to do AI voices of characters like for interviews? Remember? Do you-
I still have a script written down. I just gotta.
I wish there was a listener who kept track of all the times we said we were going to do something and had like a list.
on all the times we didn't do it.
That'd be
That would be a
good.
good bingo board
All right,
thing.
so
Yeah.
5 apples. Okay,
How about them apples?
we need to go shopping.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
5
All right.
different apples.
To ratings. Can we please go to ratings? All right. So I watched this on Paramount, and there's no clean break between the episodes.
No, I did as well, and
So
it's
it's one rating for me.
Okay.
Are you going to do one rating or two?
Sure.
I'm going to do one rating because
It didn't feel
Well-
it didn't feel like it was meant to be a part 1 and 2.
it wasn't because it didn't say Encounter at Farpoint
Part
part
2.
1 or 2.
Yeah, no.
It was shot as a 2-hour. It was premiered as a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
The,
So
the only way that it went back to parts 1 and 2 is in syndication. They broke it up.
So I'm calling it just Encounter at Farpoint,
Yes.
not part 1 and 2. Okay, got it. Will do. Okay. Encounter at Farpoint. Nick gives this a 5 out of 10.
Ooh, that's high. Rob?
A 4.
Now, I want you to keep in mind, I'm giving it a 5 based on I can see the promise. Like, I can see there's good bones here.
Ah.
That scene alone gives it 2 points, the bone scene.
Well, I think there's. I
wish there was a bone scene.
Deanna Troy's skirt gives it another point.
I think that
and that man's skirt gives it the other 2 points. There's your 5.
I did appreciate it doing many of the characters kind of establishing their stories without forcing it down your it was subtle enough.
Yeah,
I'm trying to learn from my past.
No, you can go savage.
While Joe's thinking, make sure you guys rate it in the comments. Like, subscribe, share.
This
call
of the 3 premieres we've watched, this was far and away the worst.
By far the worst. Not even close.
Actually,
I'm going back to 4. I'm changing mine to 4.
This might actually be the worst episode of television we've reviewed on this show.
No way. No. That one episode of Battlestar. And
don't you talk about the boxing episode.
The boxing episode was bad. The
Second Sight was terrible.
I'm just saying
he was in love.
I'm just saying it's bottom 5.
It's bottom tier. It's bottom tier. It is.
Just you wait.
I'm going to give it a 3.5.
See, my rating is based off the fact it is a premiere, which gives it like you. If this was already established and this was an episode they released, I would give it probably a 1 or a 2.
Just you wait.
But because this is the premiere, it helps me give it a little bit of a higher rating. That's the way I look at it.
I can't buy that because I think like if you look at Emissary, it was so good compared to right out the gate.
But you also have that Trek was already established by that point. Trek is relaunching with Next Generation.
That is a fair point.
Fair.
This is the way I look at it. They had 7 seasons to perfect it on Next Generation for the modern television audience at that time. And then, at that point,
it wasn't 7 seasons.
It was 6.
5, I think.
5. Okay. But at the height of Next Generation, DS9 comes out. And they used the model of DS9 for the pilot of Next Generation for the pilot of DS9. So in a lot of ways, you could replace those characters with TNG characters, and it wouldn't feel really any different.
No,
you could.
No,
you could put Cisco in his anger because nobody on
Ensign Rowe.
No,
she could have been Kira in a heartbeat.
Well, it was supposed to be Kira or Rowe.
Yeah, Riker is Bashir.
What?
Huh?
You're an idiot for that. Sorry, man.
I'm not saying they're perfect.
Ooh, I know who.
Quark is Guinan.
Quark is Wesley.
I know who Cole Meany could have been on DS9.
Oh, who? Keiko?
Mm-mm. No, the chief, the one guy. They look almost alike.
That's crazy, wasn't it?
Wait, what?
It's like
I never connected those dots.
It's like the drummer from Nirvana and the guy from the Foo Fighters on your shirt.
Wait, what?
They look almost exactly
No,
alike.
they don't. One has long hair. The other doesn't. One is like a teenager.
First of all, they both have long hair.
One is like 20
brothers.
years old. One is in his 50s. They don't look alike.
Dude, they were twin brothers.
Use an aging model AI program, idiot. They look almost exactly alike.
No, false.
People right now listening like, did they not really understand that Cole Meany is the same character in both?
No,
do they not know who Dave Grohl is?
No, people listening right now are like,
why are we
listening to this? And how the hell are they still making content?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
They have Patreons?
How do they have thousands of listeners?
We're a highly rated by ourselves podcast.
We are. We have thousands of listeners, according to me.
According to numbers.
According to numbers, we do. So, according to real trackable figures, which is crazy. All right.
Which is actually true. That's actually true.
It still blows my mind we got recognized.
So before we clear out of here for the day, there is one shout out I want to give. I mentioned our Patreon earlier. We have a new patron who joined us right at the end of 2023. His name is Cole. He's been a listener for the show for a while. He has some really solid music as well. So look him up, Cole Brealey. Look him up on Spotify. He is very Pink Floyd inspired, and we learned that he basically wants to be a member of Pink Floyd from our meet and greet that we had because he has.
If he reached out to Dave, I think he could replace Roger Waters.
I feel like he basically is Roger Waters without being a prick.
That's Fair.
That's fair. It's fair. It's fair. So Cole, thank you for joining us as a patron. We love you. And just real quick, since we are in a new year, I want to give a shout out to all of our patrons because we love all of you patrons. And as I pull this up, you just got to give me a second. So Cole, shout out. Jason, love you. And I'm going to even give a shout out to former patrons as well because
Do it.
I love you all. Charles, you're amazing. Samira.
Nailed it.
Did I do it right, Samira? I swear.
If you should call him and just say he didn't. Just
Okay.
really mess with him.
Yes, please do
Brian,
that.
Mike, Tamsin, Martin, Kat, Annette, Hillary, you all are incredible. Thank you. We love you guys. Even if you subscribe for a month and you bounced, hey, first of all, I don't blame you. Second of all, thank you for giving us that month. So you gave us a shot,
Yeah.
and I'll take it.
And
I'll
the
take it.
Patreon is quite different than it's.
It's very different.
Yeah.
It's very different. So, thank you all. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Cole and a patron shout out. So, but thanks for joining us.
Before we go, do you guys have any New Year's resolutions?
Stop being so attractive to people. It's
I mean,
cursed.
that have to do with the show or not?
To go on a cruise without Joe.
Oh my God, what is this? And you can't do. You know what? You can't do the same thing you did last year, Nick. You got to change it up.
Okay. To go on a cruise in 2024 without Joe.
Oh, that is new.
That
It's
is
a different year.
What about you, Joe?
I want to read more.
Nice. What kind of
Do you
books
guys-
do you like to read?
Like spy thriller books.
Okay.
Do you guys ever stick to your New Year's resolutions?
No. That's why I don't.
I've never done one.
This was the first year. 2023 was the first year that I ever stuck to my resolution.
What was your resolution?
To take more pictures.
Oh.
That's a good
Not
one.
of myself, but like to take more pictures of life.
Hey,
I just
to
feel like
document
I'll
more.
be your model.
I just feel like I understand that like this was a good thing, but like when you're peeking over a bathroom stall is not a good time to do that.
I would. You know what? It was take more pictures. It was
And
very vague.
as they're screaming, you're like, "It's my New Year's resolution."
It's my New Year's resolution.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, go on.
You creep.
No, but I did that, and it was
Over
the
the
first.
stalls?
Huh?
Over the stalls or under?
Under the stalls.
Okay, gotcha.
Although a little bit of cleave is not bad.
Especially if it's me on the toilet, you get a lot of cleavage from me on the toilet.
You're like, that is. It's just really zoomed into the cleavage, and I'm showing a friend, and he's like, "That's really nice." And you're just like, whoop, zoom out, and you're like, "That's my friend Nick."
Yeah, that's my friend's Nick butt crack. That's why it's hairy.
So I would like to read a book every other month. My goal is 6 books,
6 books, okay.
which is 7 more than I read this
I am
past
not.
year.
I was going to say because I love to read, but I do not
too.
read spy books. I don't.
I love them.
I'm a sci-fi reader. Like, and I love post-apocalyptic dystopian stuff. I love that stuff. I love Chuck Palahniuk as well. He's one of my favorites.
I like autobiographical stuff.
Really?
Yeah. I like to read about people and about things.
I'm gonna write an autobiography and give it to you.
I got one.
I know. I read it.
That's right.
So that's mine.
You want a book written by me? You can get one.
Ooh, Joe's Book Club.
Nice. No, because
Ooh, nice.
Toy Time didn't last that long.
Toy Time's coming. No, it did. It lasted like a year. The first year of the
I might bring
podcast.
Toy Time back. I haven't bought toys in a while.
I got a new one.
Yeah, nice.
It'll be great.
Toy Time with Rob.
Yeah. Daughter got me the Enterprise.
Oh, that's very nice. It goes right nice with the Defiant.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you guys don't do New Year's resolutions?
My goal, my resolution was mid-year, and it wasn't a New Year's resolution. It was just be a little bit better with everything that's been going on for a long time. Just not to be in the same situation that like mom was, I should say. Things like that. Just be a little bit better. Like go for walks every day, except for right now because I feel like crap.
Walk it off.
Yeah, I tried yesterday. That did not go well.
Don't be a bitch, Rob. Walk it off. Come on, get up. Rub some dirt on it.
Yeah.
What are some other...
Robitussin.
Yeah, tussin. More tussin.
More tussin.
Mm-hmm.
The quote, the rock. The Chris Rock.
I once had a college roommate who was kicked out of his dorm because he was selling Robitussin underneath the table to people so they could get high off of it.
Who gets high off a Robitussin?
Like you could back in the day.
Well, I'm sure you still
No.
could.
Which is why they make you have a license, or you have to
No.
get it through the.
Tussin can do anything.
Yeah,
Tussin and duct tape.
Yeah, it
That's
can.
all you need, really.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's it.
Welcome to 2024, guys. I love
Welcome
you.
to 24. Hey, and we know we bashed on TNG, but keep in mind,
It sucks.
Rob and I loved
Sucks
it.
ass.
By the end, we love it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
It's worse than Battlestar
I think we all
Galactica
can
at this
see the
point.
first season's probably gonna be
and
a
I
little
feel
rough.
like if you talk to the cast of TNG, they agreed.
It
They hated the
sucks.
first. They
It
did.
sucks
They hated
ass.
the first few seasons. So
It was not a good working atmosphere for them.
Patrick
was
Stewart
not.
said it was worse than Battlestar Galactica. That's a quote. Look it up. Don't look it up.
thanks for keeping up with us, y'all. Here's to 2024. Make it so.
Nice.
Bye.